Welcome back to English class. Today is Thursday, April 30th. We have done a whole month now of online learning. I hope you're all getting the hang of it. I know I'm learning more and more each time I do a lesson for you guys. So some quick housekeeping stuff. On Tuesday, I asked you if you had access to levels on Language Arts IXL. If you did not check that or answer my discussion question, please go back and do that now. I need to know, because if you can't, then I need to work with tech to get that figured out for you. I'm not a huge fan of IXL, but given the situation, I think it could be beneficial for me to know how long you're spending on stuff and how well you're understanding what we're studying. Second thing, Tuesday, when I asked for your IXL information on our attendance discussion post, that's going to be the last discussion post that I am going to post, because there are some of you that have just been logging on to do the attendance post to get credit for being here today and then logging up. So from here going forward, your attendance is going to be taken by the assignment that you complete for this class. So keep that in mind. We're not going to have discussion posts anymore unless there's something I really need you to know or I need to know, then we'll do that. So we are going to start today with a rule review. So we did the why rule on Tuesday, and this is the keep change why rule, and it helps us know when to drop or keep our why, or change or keep our why. So here we go. I would get out your notes right now. I'll give you a second to do that. Pause this video if you need extra time to go get those notes, because there's some things that you can add in there to help you learn this rule better. So go ahead and do that really quick, please. While you're getting that, I am going to work on some examples to add to the number one rule. So you should be looking at your number one rule. Okay, here we go. So our example for today is annoy, and pay, enjoy. Okay, so I want you to go ahead, review rule number one. I'm going to read it aloud, follow along on your notes. Rule number one, if the letter before a final Y is a vowel, the Y does not change when you add a suffix. So we're going to start. I want to add ing to this word. I'm looking at my final Y and seeing if I have a vowel before it. Do I? Yes, I do. So I'm going to keep my Y, and I wrote a little big here, so I'm going to do my word sum right below. My word sum then is annoying. I keep my Y. Why don't you go ahead and try to do the next one? We're going to add meant to this one. Does it follow our rules? If so, write out the example on your notes. Enjoy. Okay, we're going to add full to joy. Okay, do you see our pattern? We have vowels before each of the Y's in this word, so we keep our Y when we add the ending, okay? If we were in class, I would say, all right, does anybody have any questions about that? But we are not in class, so it makes it a little tricky to know if you're understanding it. Okay, we can move on to rule number 2 now. We are going to do some review for that. Okay, rule number 2 says if the letter before a final Y is a consonant, the Y changes to I when you add any suffix except when the suffix begins with an I. So this is tricky because there's an exception within the rule. Okay, so we have, again, A, E, I, O, U, sometimes Y. We are going to do our examples for number 2. We'll start with the word carry because it is on our notes, so you can just look, follow along. We have our Y, our vowel before. We drop it. Oops. I'm going to run out of room. For carries. Okay, it changes to an I. Okay, next example here. Is glory. I want to add O-U-S. We have our ending Y. The letter before it is a consonant. That means we change this to an I, and we get the word glorious. Get that example down in your notes. Luckiest. How do you think that's spelled? Do we keep the Y or change it to an I? If you said change, you are correct. We have L-U-C-K-I-E-S-T. Okay, and then the last example for this. Okay, again, checking if it's an I, Y at the end, consonant or vowel before. It's a consonant. What do I do with my Y? Figure it out. You should have supplied. All right, make sure you add all of these examples onto your notes. Okay, in our next lesson, we're going to work on some of our number spelling because they all end in Y, and then they have a unique ending for number words, a unique suffix. Okay, so go ahead, that's the last one. Get it down on your notes. This will only help you. Add to your notes. If you don't have room, get a sticky note and just paste it on top of there or staple another page to it. I don't care. Just get this down. All right. This is your assignment for today. You are going to find this in the 4:30:20 assignment and turn-in bin. This is what you are uploading for attendance today. If I don't get this by 9 p.m. today, then you're going to be marked absent. So make sure you get this done. You are going to add the suffix to the base word, make a new word. You are following your rules here. So make sure you have your notes out for this. We're going to go ahead and do the first one together. So I look at my ending. Oopsie, that is way too big. Hold on. We are going to look at our ending. It's a Y. The letter before it is a consonant. So we are going to follow rule number 2. Hint, this was an example in your notes. You should have this down. We're adding ED. So it's going to change and spell carried. That's what you should have in your notes. I want to see you work through every word just like this. So put this on each word so I know you're paying attention to it, and check if your suffix is adding an I or not, because I is another thing. that is a rule exception for number 2. So let's go ahead and do this one. I have my Y consonant beforehand, so I'm following rule number 2. I'm going to read through to rule number 2 again really quick. If the letter before final Y is a consonant, okay, yep, I have that, so it sounds like I'm going to change. The Y changes to I when you add a suffix. Oh snap. Except when the suffix begins with an I. Look at that, I have an I there. So I am not changing it because my suffix starts with a Y. C-A-R-R-Y-I-N-G. Most of the time, we talk about A, E, I, O, U, and sometimes Y, and we're like, oh yeah, Y is a vowel, Y is a vowel. Not here, okay? This is acting as a placeholder. Okay, get this done, upload it to Schoology, show this work on here, or I'm going to ask you to redo it. Show your work. Show me that you're analyzing your words. Someday when you have this down in your brain automatically, you won't have to think through the words like this. It'll all come to you right away. But just like with math, you have to start at the beginning and then build your skills. Okay, let me know if you have any questions. Some of you I've been able to get a hold of every day through text. If you don't have my number, I'm going to write it out right here really quick. Maybe. Oh, there we go. 763-607-2229. You can call or text with questions. We can video chat too, do a FaceTime or whatever. And I can explain everything to you. Okay, talk to you soon.